Hello, dear London School of Public Relations. First of all, I would like to say Happy New Year to you all. And I'm really delighted to be here in terms of presenting my methodology of communication research. I would like to explain briefly my thesis title. So the title is Communication Rules in the Implementations of Diabasa of Indigenous People Relocations by the coal mine company PT Kaltim Prima Coal in the East Kalimantan. Okay. As this thesis will detail, discuss about the problem backgrounds in relations to the mining operations in the local community. And the problem is, since the last 10 years, the coal mining company become an idol for world-class business. So there are a lot of business come to the area for invest in coal mining. A number of investors are interested to invest in Indonesia, especially in coal mine company. And the problem is, most of the mining companies are located adjacent to the communities, residents, and where the minings have significant impacts on the community and related stakeholders in the mining area. Therefore, the affected communities claims for corporate liability in the forms of land compensation payment, and this sometimes creates the social clash between the company and the local community. Now we are going to the impacts of the mining company, the mining activity. The mining activity tends to create social and environmental impacts on the locals. Communities' farming lands are polluted by the mining area activities. Noise and vibration due to blasting activities also disturbs the local community. Soil and coal dust, we call fly ash, can cause respiratory diseases, water and air contamination. Customary land and customary rights of the indigenous people are disrupted by mining activities. So this can trigger a human rights issue if we are not discussing these details. The formulations of the problem. Due to the community, the Diabasa people living adjacent to, close to the mining area, so therefore we need to relocate them or to resettlement the people to the safer area. And the company, KPC, as a world-class mining company, must comply with applicable government regulations, and therefore the company needs to fulfill the requirements that meet the regulation provided by the government. And the Diabasa people also needs to be empowered by the company. The relocation process started several years ago, but has not been complete yet. Probably this is because of the communication among the company and relevant stakeholders needs to be improved. And the research proposes. So my research proposes aims to know why the Diabasa needs to be relocated to a new settlement, and KPC, what is the role of KPC in this relocation? Is KPC as a facilitator? Is the company as a facilitator or a funder? And the next one is I as a researcher, I would like to find out the responses of the people, of the Diabasa people in relation to the location. And the last one is I need to know what is the plannings set by the company for a better life, for a better living standards of the communities. And the benefits of the research. The research will be benefits for academics in terms of providing scientific thought and scientific informations to the academic community, especially those who pursue fields of corporate communication. And the second one is providing comprehensive information for mining business, in terms of performing their corporate social responsibility to the local communities. Scope and limitations of the research. So my research will focus on the relocations programs of Dayabasa residents who live near to the mining area. KPC will relocate only the community of Dayabasa because they are living within the contracts of works or mining concessions. Corporate social responsibility, or CSR, is being applied in terms of empowering the relocated community. KPC will be responsible for building supporting facilities and social infrastructure for the relocated people. So the Dayabasa who are still under poverty lines needs to be improved and needs to be their living standard needs. Now we go on to chapter 2, theoretical frameworks. We will discuss about what is the relocation. Relocation can be interpreted as the transfer of place or settlements from one location to another. And relocation is also defined as the transfer of place from one locations to another. That's according to Mustafa. And based on the above description, I can define that the relocations of the settlements can be defined as an attempt to remove the residents or resettlements of the populations from one place to another, which is eligible for being occupied. So the company is a business-oriented organization, like KPC is a business-oriented. So therefore, in order to achieve a large profit, certainly it will create the impacts of poverty for other parties or for the local community. According to Dans and Mustafa, to assess the success of the relocation program, it can be done through evaluation studies. So evaluation studies are aiming to ensure the success of the relocation program. Evaluation can also result useful inputs for relocation program improvements in the future. Chapter 3. Now we are discussing about the Chapter 3 research methodology. So the research site or research place. So my research location is in village Kraitan village, Bengalon. So that's in East Kalimantan. So I plan to conduct this is research in Kraitan village. So that is the Dayabasa village that's located close to the mining area that we need to relocate it. We need to relocate. And the type of research. This research uses a qualitative method. Qualitative research is a research method that uses data without numbers. Research is an activity carried out in a planned and systematic manner. And the population sample. All populations are the Dayabasa people, and part of them will be taken as an sample. But if this population less than 100, then the sample will be all of them are taken as sampling techniques. So how can I collect or take the sample? As I has mentioned that if the population less than 100, so then all of the population become the research sample. And qualitative and data analysis will be referred to the qualitative and data analysis method source book made by Miles and Huberman. And for the sampling technique, I will use some books or some resources, both from Indonesia and also abroad, like Arikunto, Densington Lincoln's, Normans, and so on. So I think that's this the brief plannings of my thesis writings plan, and I will continue for these writings for this thesis writing next month. Thank you very much for your attention.